What if I told you that one moment in history changed everything? Not just for a city, not just for a nation, but for the entire world. A man was arrested, beaten, and publicly executed. There were witnesses. There was a tomb. There was no doubt he was dead. And yet, 3 days later, that same man was seen alive again. No explanation, no body, no silence could stop the story from spreading. Some tried to erase it, others gave their lives defending it, because what happened next was impossible to ignore. This is the story of Easter. Before the cross, before the pain, there was a man who walked quietly through dusty roads and left nothing unchanged. His name was Jesus.
Be with you.
He didn't look like a king. He didn't live in luxury. But wherever he went, people followed.
Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid.
The sick came to him and left healed.
Lord.
The broken came to him and left whole. Those who felt forgotten finally felt seen.
I come to bring peace.
He
not a
spoke
sword,
about love
but
in a way
sword that
people had
divides
never
the heart.
heard before. Not just loving friends, but loving enemies. Not just forgiving once, but again and again. And something about him felt different. Not just wise, not just kind, but powerful. Like he knew something no one else did.
Are those who hear the word, come, follow me.
As his
and you will
influence
find
grew,
peace.
so did the tension. And then came the day that would reveal everything. Jesus entered Jerusalem, not with soldiers, not with weapons, but riding on a simple donkey.
It's him! He's here!
Our hope is restored.
He's really here!
Crowds filled the streets. People threw down their cloaks. Palm branches waved in the air. Voices rose together, crying out for salvation. They saw him as a king, a rescuer, the one they had been waiting for. But not everyone was celebrating. Behind the noise, there were eyes watching in silence. Leaders who felt threatened, leaders who saw him not as hope, but as a problem. And from that moment, the decision was made. The more people followed Jesus, the more dangerous he became to those in power. They couldn't deny what he had done, so instead, they decided to stop him. Quietly, quickly, permanently. But they needed someone on the inside, someone close, and they found him.
The light is beautiful
A
today.
man
It
who
is,
had
Rabbi,
walked
a
beside
blessing.
Jesus,
We are fortunate.
listened to his teachings, shared meals with him, and yet chose betrayal.
I must go to them.
On the night before everything changed, Jesus sat down with his closest followers. It should have felt like any other meal, but something was different. There was a weight in the air, a silence that didn't belong. As they ate together, Jesus revealed that betrayal was already in motion, not from an enemy, but from within the circle. Confusion filled the room. No one fully understood.
One of you will betray me. Surely not I, Lord.
This can't be happening.
Then, in a moment that would echo through time, he took bread and broke it. He spoke of his body being given. He lifted a cup and spoke of his blood being poured out. Not for himself, but for others. They didn't yet see the meaning, but soon they would never forget it. Later that night, Jesus walked into a quiet garden, away from the crowds, away from the noise. This was a moment of deep struggle. He knew what was coming. The pain, the humiliation, the cross. For a moment, the weight of it all pressed down on him. He fell to the ground, and in that moment, he faced a choice. Walk away or go through with it. And what happened next defined everything. He chose to continue, not because it was easy, but because it was necessary. The silence of the garden didn't last long. Soon, it was broken by the sound of footsteps. Torches flickered in the darkness. Soldiers approached, and at the front was the one who had made his choice. A simple gesture followed. A greeting that should have meant loyalty became the sign of betrayal. And just like that, Jesus was taken, bound, led away, while those who once stood beside him fled into the night. What followed was not justice. It was a performance. False accusations were thrown like weapons. Voices shouted over truth. Jesus was mocked.
Hail, King of the Jews! Where is your kingdom now? Bow before us.
Beaten. Humiliated. And still, he did not fight back.
By what authority do you preach here? My authority is from above. Blasphemy!
When questioned about who he was, he did not deny it. And that was all they needed. The verdict had already been decided. The punishment was brutal. A crown made of thorns was pressed onto his head. A cross was placed on his shoulders. Step by step, he carried it through the streets. People watched. Some wept. Some mocked.
Look at him now! Where is your power?
Some turned away. Then came the moment no one could forget. Nails driven through his hands and his feet. the cross lifted and left standing. This was how it would end. Or so it seemed. But even in unimaginable pain, he chose forgiveness. Even as he was dying, he chose love.
Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do.
And with his final breath, it was over. The body was taken down.
Careful.
We have him. Easy, lower him slowly.
Placed in a tomb. A stone sealed the entrance. Guards stood watch. Everything was still. And the one they believed in was gone. Hope felt buried with him. Then came the third day. Early in the morning, while the world was still quiet, something happened. The stone was no longer in place. The tomb was open. And inside, there was nothing. No body, no explanation. Only a message that would change everything. The one who was dead
It is
was
beginning
no
to make
longer
sense.
there.
The light shows us a message of hope.
At first, it didn't make sense. It sounded impossible. But then, people began to see him, not as a memory, not as a vision, but just writing him alive, walking, speaking, present. The same one who had been crucified was now standing before them again. Death had been defeated, and hope was alive. This is the meaning of Easter. It's not just about what happened back then. It's about what it means now. It means that failure isn't final. It means that forgiveness is real. It means that even in the darkest moment, there is still hope. Because the story didn't end at the cross, and it didn't end at the tomb. It continued. So wherever you are, whatever you're facing, whatever feels broken, remember this: the story of Easter is not just history. It's an invitation to hope again, to begin again, to believe that something new is possible. Because he was buried, but he didn't stay buried. And because he lives, hope lives too.